Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's relationship with Virginia Giuffre under the spotlight once more after an email written by the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein appears to confirm a photo of the pair taken in 2011 is indeed real.
Well, of course, the former Duke of York has always said that he doesn't remember meeting Miss Giuffre and insisted that that image could have been doctored. But this email, released alongside more than 20,000 other files in the United States, has cast that into severe doubt. US President Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein has also been further exposed. In just a moment, we're going to talk to Nick Harper, who's been following this for us from Washington. But first, we're going to go to Nick Dixon, who's very close to Andrew's current home in Windsor. Nick, I mean, predictably, Andrew remaining tight-lipped on this.
Yes, he is. No surprise there, but he will be very aware that this all undermines his version of events, his repeated denials about the authenticity of this photograph, which shows him standing next to Virginia Giuffre. Now, among these many files, there are emails in there, as you mentioned, one of them dating back to 2011. This email written by Epstein to an unnamed journalist. He referred to Miss Giuffre and said that she'd fled the country. He said, yes, she was on my plane, and yes, she had her picture taken with Andrew, as many of my employees have. In another email from Andrew, responding to one forwarded by Ghislaine Maxwell via Jeffrey Epstein in March 2011 about alleged sexual activity with a masseuse working for Epstein. Andrew says, hey there, what's all this? I don't know anything about this. You must say so, please. This has nothing to do with me. I can't take any more of this. Now, at this point, as we know, Andrew has been stripped of all of his titles. So is there really anything that the palace would or could do at this stage?
The only additional step that the royals could take here is to maybe bring an outside legal counsel to review palace emails, to review Andrew's emails. Then that would certainly signal to the British public that the palace were taking it seriously and wanted justice rather than simply for the story to go away.
Should stress that Andrew vehemently denies all of the allegations against him and has said as well he believes the photograph in question has been doctored.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's just pause and take in the full absurdity of this situation. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, former Duke of York. Once a man who strutted through royal events like he owned the place, like every camera flash was a personal spotlight, like the word accountability was some foreign concept. Now, he's a relic of scandal, a living cautionary tale, a headline magnet, and not in a flattering way. I mean, really, let's just break this down. A photograph surfaces, a photo that supposedly shows him standing next to Virginia Giuffre in 2011. And his defense? I don't remember meeting her. The photo could be doctored. Oh, Andrew, that's it? That's your defense? You're standing there in what is very likely a literal photographic record, and your go-to excuse is, I don't remember? That's a bold strategy. Bold, ridiculous, and frankly, pathetic. And then there's Jeffrey Epstein's email, an email written in 2011 confirming that yes, Giuffre had indeed been on his plane and yes, she had her picture taken with Andrew. Let me be clear, this isn't just gossip or rumor, this is direct documentation from a man whose entire life was a carnival of criminality. And yet, Andrew chooses to pretend like this is a minor inconvenience. Hey, what's all this? Nothing to do with me. I can't take any more of this. Andrew, sweetheart, it's already done. You've taken this as far as it goes. Your denials are exhausted. Your titles are gone. And the public? They're not buying it. Speaking of titles, stripped, gone, poof. The Duke of York? No longer. Royal appointments? Revoked. And yet here he is, acting as if he's still a cog in the machine. The optics of this are spectacularly bad. I mean, the rest of the royal family has spent decades carefully curating a modern, respectable image. Prince William and Kate are showing poise, leadership, and careful engagement with the public. Charles, despite all the drama, is trying to carry the crown into a new era with dignity. Meanwhile, Andrew is a cautionary ornament dangling on the edge of history, hoping nobody notices how badly he's failing. And let's talk about the emails themselves. These aren't casual texts between friends. These are meticulously documented communications connecting him directly to the scandal. And what does Andrew do? He shrugs, deflects, pretends the photograph could be fake, and hopes the public's memory is short. Well, spoiler alert, it isn't. In 2025, nothing disappears. The internet remembers everything, and Andrew is living proof of that. Now, some people might try to defend him, right? They might say, but he vehemently denies it. He's maintained his innocence. Sure, okay. But let's be honest. When the palace has already stripped you of everything, when you are a shadow of your former royal self, when emails exist that seem to literally confirm the very thing you deny, at some point, I don't remember just becomes hollow. It's performative. It's desperation. And Andrew has cornered himself into a stage where denial is the only act left. And let's not ignore the theatrics of his email response. Hey there, what's all this? Nothing to do with me. I can't take any more of this. That is peak Andrew. That is peak entitled, disconnected, clueless, and completely out of touch. I mean, the world is literally staring at documented evidence, and his reaction is to act overwhelmed as if he's a victim of what exactly? His own scandal? The universe reminding him he can't weasel out of consequences anymore? Either way, it's comically tragic. And while Andrew flails in denial, the rest of the royal family is modernizing, moving forward, and proving that royalty can be accountable, poised, and relevant without landing in the tabloids for all the wrong reasons. Prince William and Kate are leading with dignity. Harry, well, he's off doing his own thing. And Andrew, he's the cautionary tale. He's the example of what happens when entitlement, poor choices, and refusal to take responsibility collide in the most spectacular way. And let's not forget the timing. 2025. We are in a world of transparency, social media scrutiny, and relentless reporting. No photograph, no email, no scandal can hide in the shadows anymore. And Andrew is trying to act like he's still in the 1980s, when maybe a wink, a nod, and a clever publicist could smooth things over. Those days are gone, buddy. Completely gone. So, what can the palace do at this point? Honestly, not much. He's been stripped of titles, royal appointments gone, public sympathy basically zero. The only remaining action is for the palace to bring in outside counsel, review emails, maybe signal to the public that they are taking this seriously. But let's be real, Andrew is already a lost cause in the court of public opinion. The narrative is set. The man has become the embodiment of scandal, a reminder that actions have consequences and that even royalty is not immune from accountability, at least in the eyes of the public. And the most striking thing, he still doesn't seem to get it. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor in 2025 is still clinging to denial as a lifeboat, hoping the waves of public outrage will somehow pass him by. But here's the kicker, the waves won't stop. They won't calm. And as long as Epstein's emails exist, as long as photographs are floating around, and as long as journalists are digging, Andrew will remain firmly, undeniably, uncomfortably in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. So, what's the takeaway here, folks? Simple. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has graduated from awkward, entitled royal to a case study in how not to behave when scandal hits. Titles don't erase behavior. Denials don't erase documentation. And a photograph? Yeah, a single photograph can undo decades of careful royal maneuvering. And while we watch the rest of the royal family continue to modernize, to lead, to engage with the public responsibly, Andrew remains Andrew. The man who cannot escape the shadow of his own actions, the emails, the photographs, and ultimately his own disgrace. The lesson here? No crown, no title, no privilege can shield you from accountability forever. And Andrew, well, he's the perfect example of what happens when you ignore that lesson. So, buckle up, folks, because this story isn't over. There will be more documents, more scrutiny, more headlines, and more reminders that Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor is undeniably, spectacularly, completely a royal cautionary tale. And in the court of public opinion, that title, it's permanent. And there you have it. The saga of Andrew continues. From entitled royal to headline machine, from photograph denials to email confirmations, and from misplaced bravado to public disgrace. Andrew has carved out a legacy that no palace spin can fix. A reminder to everyone watching, actions have consequences, no matter how high you climb, and no matter how many titles you once held. So, as the rest of the family moves forward, as William and Kate set the tone for a modern monarchy, and as the world continues to scrutinize royals with an unflinching lens, Andrew remains Andrew, the man who cannot escape the shadow of his own actions, the emails, the photographs, and ultimately his own disgrace. And for us, well, it's just prime material for commentary, tea, and a little bit of laughing at the absurdity of it all.